I will share with you on some of the tips to achieve consistently good quality products in metal stamping process. Metal stamping is a process which forms metal sheets to get a three-dimensional parts through shape forming and drawing or punching to remove unnecessary parts per the required design of the final parts such as computer chassis, automobiles parts. Although metal stamping seems to be simple, actually there are more than 90 setup or control points which needs attention to achieve consistently good quality products. By the end of this video, you will learn what are some of the process setup hacks in metal stamping to improve metal stamping process output towards a consistently good quality products. Metal stamping forming is a processing method that applies external force to the sheet metals or the strips or pipes or profile metals by means of pressing and dies to cause the metal to deform and separate to obtain a workpiece of desired size and shapes. It is vital to have a good process setup and control in metal stamping, which is a batch process where if the process is not set up and controlled properly, you will have the whole batch of bad products. Stamping is mainly categorized by process and can be divided into two categories, which is the separation process, which comes first and followed by the forming process. The separation process is also known as punching, cutting, and the purpose is to separate the parts or to cut up the sheet metal to a shape that is required. Separation process does not change the dimensional shape of the material. If the material in metal sheet is in two dimensions, then the output is a cut metal sheets in two dimensions as well. Whereas for the forming process is to plastically deform the sheet without breaking the material, or known as blank, after separation and produce the workpiece in a desired 3D dimension per this diagram. If you find this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more valuable insights and updates in manufacturing, supplier quality hacks to achieve consistently good quality products. By subscribing, you will be the first to know when I post new content. Areas for controlling the metal stamping process are incoming materials, as we need to ensure that the raw materials, which is the sheet metal or other forms of metal, are complied to the requirements such as grade, physical properties, and thickness. Next is to verify the process for the metal stamping is set up properly, such as machine parameters that are determined through design of experiment, the die, and also the machine parameters, the FAI or the first article verification. This is followed by the stamping die, which involve maintaining, handling, and setup of the stamping die itself, and the stamping machines in setup, the parameters, and preventive maintenance, the operator that are trained to handle the metal stamping machines, and also finally the process output to check that whether the output itself is fulfilling the mechanical requirements or the drawings of the products. I'll walk you through the section on the process setup in this video where we will go through what are the process control points one by one in the next two consecutive slides. The process setup, and it consists of 15 questions, mainly on die setup and machine setup. 2.1, we will look at if the die setup requirement is documented properly in a process management plan, and if the setup instruction is posted near the press machine which is available to the operator to refer. And also, the process setting, is it generated by methods such as design of experiment to ensure that the pressure, the stroke speed, and everything is optimized accordingly. And you will need to check the record of the qualification that is being done. And we will need to check, because there's many dies, we will need to check that if the manufacturer documented all the process parameters, as each dies could have its own unique process parameters. And once the documentation of the process parameter is done, we need to check the actual work if the die is run based on those documented parameters by checking on the setting of the machine itself. And if the tooling is a crossover tool that is used in other programs, we want to make sure that if there is a procedure in place to ensure that the part number of the stamping sheet metal is correct, to ensure that there's no mix-up, because stamping process is in very big batch. The most important thing, after verifying all these items on the machine and die, we will need to look at the process output, which is the first piece sample. Make sure that they are verified for each run before the mass production, and ensure that the first article report, which is the verification of the first piece of samples, is documented and it contains the information on the form, fit, function, the critical dimension, the material properties, and the process to ensure the readiness of the new production run, because it will run continuously, as I state. And then the date code and the revision control of the parts is controlled for the traceability. Do continue watching for the next 6 questions in the process setup control point. Unlock all of my courses on Udemy for only $12.99. If you are using a mobile device, simply tap on More to review the special rate course link. Click on the link to view over 15 courses in multiple quality areas offered. For desktop user, you can scroll down and click on the link to download the course list. You can then click in the list to get the special offer rate. If you are interested to learn more about the process control and quality auditing for metal stamping process leading to a consistently good quality product, do enroll in my course at Udemy, which is an affordable online course platform that will shape your future, and you will get a complete checklist. And also, I will go through all the control points or the question in the QPA checklist for this course. You can get the enrollment link of this course per the below of this video. This is the audit summary page, which summarizes the results of the audit itself and the different section with its scoring which is fed into it to become the results, which consist of incoming materials, process setup, stamping die, stamping machine operators, and process input, which needs to be controlled, and it is critical to ensure that the parts are consistently good quality. I shall go through with you on the next 6 questions of the process setup in metal stamping quality process audit checklist in these slides. We will also need to check if the raw material is controlled for traceability, recorded in the stamping press by consume, because materials comes in big batches, and also does the manufacturer or the supplier identify if partially coil that is not being used are placed back properly into the storage, because those sheet metals normally they comes in a big coil. And also by the end or the final production that's run at the end, we'll make sure that the last piece inspection is also done with FAI record proactively to highlight if there's any areas which is needed for the tool maintenance or correction. And thus the workstation display a proof sample of each run, the work instruction, the process setting, the visual aid, the SPC data, the script rate, and customers' concern, so that the process can be adjusted accordingly, or some minor adjustment, fine-tuning can be made accordingly. There should also be a stop line criteria to prevent continuous running of non-conformant parts. And if there is non-conformant parts, we will ensure that it is segregated for sorting, rework, or it has been rejected. Lastly, we will need to look at the 5S, or the housekeeping of the area, make sure that it is acceptable. I hope that you have a better idea now on what are the process control that is needed for metal stamping process, and give this video a thumbs up. Do leave a comment if you have any questions. Do share and subscribe to this channel, which enable you to achieve consistently good quality products and shape your future. I hope to see you in my course and also in other video that is in this channel. Thank you and bye.